Okay, so this week's Raw began with John Cena in the ring. Total departure from the Authority being there. Talking about how he's going to win the Royal Rumble match, become the World Heavyweight Champion at the potentially main event for the pay-per-view and the triple threat match. And then walk away. And then there'll be no title to defend at WrestleMania because no one's ever won a title at pay-per-view and then walked out the next day. It's not like they then did a title tournament and then put the belt on Rey Mysterio and then had Rey Mysterio lose that newly crowned belt to John Cena. That the next pay-per-view have the former champion come back and then essentially unify the two belts. It's not like John Cena was ever part of a storyline like that where he beat Rey Mysterio and then lost to CM Punk. But anyways, they said, guess what, John? You can bring back Ziggler, Ryback, and Rollins. Win your one-on-one match with Seth Rollins. Ooh, it's a lumberjack match. With all heels, and Justin Gabriel, who I guess is now a heel. In a match that was really not inspired in a crowd that, while white hot for WrestleMania, was sitting on their hands for most of the match. Lo and behold, Rollins wins. Okay. Good way to start off Raw. Lots of interference. Alright. Okay. The phenomenally awesome tag team of Tyson Kidd and Cesaro took on two members of the New Day. And Xavier and Kofi Kingston. In a match that was really short, and then the New Day won. Because, why let the heel tag team that got one over on them last week, win again? Why let that really happen? I love seeing Kidd and Cesaro's tag team. They're an awesome tag team. I have a feeling they're probably never going to win a match or become champions because they're too bland. Big Show came down, talked about stuff. Roman Reigns scared him off, and then Roman Reigns proceeded to talk about a nursery rhyme, Jack and the Beanstalk. Because nothing says like super uber badass than a nursery rhyme about Jack and the Beanstalk. Naomi took on Alicia Fox. Naomi had one hand tied behind her back because the Usos talked smack about the Authority on SmackDown. Crowd, man, you could have heard a silent but deadly. That crowd was not into the match. We'd seen quite a few screwjob matches already, or non-matches. Luke Harper had a match with Roman Reigns. These two guys had some really solid ring work when the Wyatts took on the Shield about a year ago. Their match was good. I mean, Harper's a tremendous hand at the ring. Great job on his behalf. Roman Reigns, for being the powerhouse of the Shield, doesn't really have any powerhouse moves. I thought it was odd. Hits a spear, hits a 1-2-3 in a match that was decent. It does seem like, they're going to put either Harper or Roman when he comes back into random matches. They'll kind of be like, he's in the Sheamus spot right now, where it's like, we need someone to do like a 10-minute match. Harper and Face. Gotta find a Face. No, we got rid of Ziggler. Ryback, no, I got rid of Ryback. Roman. Harper walk him through a match for like 10 minutes. They had another Divas match. Took on Paige. Paige accompanied by Natalya because they're friends now because of Total Divas. A long roll-up led to the 3 count. A little bit of outside interference. What paid Smack Tyson Kid? The Miz took on the non-Naomi husband member of the Usos. And thanks to Mizdow getting involved, Miz did its skull-crushing finale. Miz also had 2 promos discussing the Golden Globes that were pretty bad. Pretty bad. This was the night like bad promos. Since Dean Ambrose chose out of the hospital last week after Raw and then went to SmackDown to help his buddy Roman Reigns in a match against the Authority, he was going to be psychiatrically evaluated, which led to some decent comedic spots. They come back, and all of a sudden, the Shrink is now being analyzed by Dean Ambrose, who again cuts a couple of pretty decent one-liners. Rusev was later in the ring, talking about how, well, Lana talked first, then Rusev cut a pretty decent promo. It's like, yell, intensity, yell, intensity, yell, intensity. Then Ambrose came down, and they had a match. And Ambrose did this awesome thing. This was great. He jumped off the top rope to avoid Rusev, landed on his leg, and then sold the knee injury from last week, which was awesome. It's like, I love the fact that Dean Ambrose will sell an injury from the previous week. Beautiful stuff. Led to ref stoppage. It's like, alright, we really haven't had like a clean match this whole night. Yay! Feels like I'm watching TNA. Lesnar came down and Heyman cut an awesome promo. Daniel Bryan came down and talked about how, they're in New Orleans. Last time he was here, he won the championship. Just great, great stuff. Steph came down with her DVD. I was like, you can use this. Get in better shape. They had a nice back and forth. Daniel Bryan has not lost his step when it comes to being over with the crowd. Great stuff. And now we're pretty much at your main event. Oh, the Ascension destroyed Create a Wrestler Jobber 1 and 2. They again cut a horrible promo, where it's like one of them points and yells something, the other one just yells something, then it's yell something, point. They make Roman Reigns come off like he's Randy Savage, who will finally be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Who's going to induct him? Hulk Hogan. Makes sense. Watching OSW, I've come to have a real, incredible love for Macho Man. I watched him a lot when I was younger, but over time, matches you watched 20 years ago kind of fade into the background. Watching that, they discussed the Hulkamania era, and every Savage promo is just, they don't make them like that anymore. Fantastic in-ring performer, great character, so much. He has the intensity of like 9 people. Such a great professional wrestler. It's your main event, contract signing. Heyman cuts an awesome promo. Rollins puts on his big boy pants and almost cuts an equally impressive promo. John Cena then more or less says, you know what? I'm going to beat your ass, then I'm beating your ass, I'm taking the title. One of his best promos ever. A serious John Cena promo is great. Weird, goofy John Cena promos suck. But the fact that Lesnar talked more than John Cena during this time, great. And then, German suplex to Cena, Cena no-sells, German suplex to Rollins, Rollins sells it. AA through the table, so Lesnar goes through the table. Rollins attacks Cena, hits a curb stomp, then curb stomps Lesnar. I'm like, alright, so we got 2 more weeks. I'm thinking next week maybe we'll see John Cena lay them both out. Then the week after that, I'm thinking probably Lesnar will lay them both out, leading into their triple threat match.